I tell you what, a mutual friend that I used to go to adult night roller skating knew Clark, and they used to ski together, and he said, come to adult skating. Anyway, he introduced us, and the rest is history. Roller skates, both of us, we had a ball. This is something that I have no idea if it's a door knock or an anchor. It's really, really heavy. And he's had it forever. I don't really know the history of it, so we're going to have to check with Roy because he kept so much stuff and not all of it is labeled. This wagon is so old that we have had it forever, and I love it. Got a family history. He got it when the kids were all little. He's written all the kids' names on the bottom of it. It's so faded you can't even see all the names. The names are on there of all the kids. You can see the David one, but the rest you really cannot see because it's just so old, and we do keep it in a protected place, but that's what it is, folks. This is where we kept it during the summer when we were up here, and it just sits here and I love it. I look at it every time we go in and organized dude. Sometimes we would go out like on a Friday night or Saturday night, and we would drive the Chevy Sonic, and he'd have the keys in his pocket. And then the next day he'd get up and go to golf, and I'd come out, and it's like, where are the keys? Of course, he has a hidey key on the car. He's Mr. Organized. But he made a sign right at his eye level so he would not forget. What can I say? Like I said, he had so many golf bags. Don't even ask me. Golf bags, extra tubes, umbrellas, old record player. Everything is very, very quickly and carefully labeled. Now, these golf balls he saved. He had them up here on the shelf because that's the kind he liked to play with. But all of his tools are labeled, you know, and they're hanging in the exact place. It's wonderful. Then he wanted to make sure that I would park in the right place, so he's got a tennis ball there, and then he's got it marked on the wall exactly where I need to pull up because he wanted to make sure everything was just perfect. The man who loved old stuff and wasn't going to get rid of it, this tub he wanted to keep forever because it came from his grandparents, from the farm, from whatever, and he's had it always sit in the garage, but he had to mount it here. So the rest is history, folks. Like I said, he marked everything to make sure I'd parked the car just right. I don't even know why, but he had this on the garage door so that he would pull up in the right place. And of course it's easily visible when you drive down the street and come in. Plus, we have a green bulb in our outside light. A lot of people don't know what that means. It means honor our veterans and our troops. Okay. He had a special sign, as you can tell, for his important stuff. And this has got a history. He would put this on, and there are so many stories to tell this that it's downright stupid because who knows? He always had a great sense of humor. So that'll be here forever. Okay, as you can tell, he's ready to rumble. He golfs Saturday, he golfs Sunday, and he's got all of his equipment, believe me, his bat caddy, he's got hats with a brim, he's got his American Legion cap, he's got a collection of caps, let me tell you. He's got a box labeled up here full of caps. Then he's got, like I said, electric stuff. These are some of his old games and chips and whatever. Like I said, the dude was organized. These are old golf balls that he's got carefully labeled that he found at the golf course that he would just give to guys that he knew, okay? And then, of course, he had more than one set of golf balls, and he had everything labeled, believe me. Look over here at this box. Ski junk is over there. Golf stuff and junk is over here. Okay, he labeled everything. It didn't matter what it was. Here is all these old records. You can tell exactly what they are. This was his favorite pop. He had a lot of junk. What can I say? The dude was
It even
organized.
says ski junk in a box.
He's got boxes labeled ski junk, and he hasn't skied for years. That's it, folks. He, of course, had to wear hearing aids because when he worked for the highway department, he was like so close to the jackhammers that his hearing went. So he wore hearing aid or like a headset to watch TV. And he scotch taped his old pair together so many times he just brought out a new pair, which he had bought like 3 years ago so that he'd have one on hand. The dude was prepared. This is where Clark sat, watched TV, and just a few days before Stevie had stopped over with Tammy and John, and he sat over here and Grandpa sat here and they watched TV and talked, and Stevie remembers that, and so special. Clark had dear friends that used to live neighbors in Belmont, and they had Cooter's Pottery, and we would go to their pottery shows and whatever. And one year we went, I walked up and I saw this and I'm like, that's got your initials on it. And Dick laughed totally. Your dad, Clark, laughed totally, and it was perfect. He didn't even know it, but it happened and we love it. There is a distant relative, Gary Helkridge, who wrote this book about a relative that put 101 instruments together. And we had talked to him about this, and because of the history of it, when we were in California one time, we took some pictures of one of the residents, one of the places, and gave them to Gary, and he said, I love this. I'm going to put this, thank you so much, I'm going to put those pictures in the book. So we have an autographed version of that, and let me tell you, it was so much fun for all of us. This box Clark has had forever, and as you can see, it's got a history, family history. His dad used to be a painter, and he used to go help him. His dad was precision. He didn't need any painting tape or anything like that. And this is one of the boxes that the paint came into him. And it's got the label on it here, and the label on it down here. And we just have had it forever and ever. Old box. He was always in for something. He always had a plan. He would keep bottle caps, certain kind, so that he could enter the numbers in the computer and we could get certificates for free Powerade. So look at all these. They stopped the program and he just wanted to make sure. I mean, he had them sorted not only in the cups, all of these boxes, plus he brought this from here to Arizona and back because he was hoping they'd change the program and he'd get free Powerade again. The dude was organized. He worked at so many golf tournaments that he had autographs from all these people. And of course you can't read them. It's not on special paper. So he made a list of who those people were, of course. I framed it, but what can I say? And like I said, he kept all the stats for the seniors, the Metro seniors. So this notebook is just a small example of all the records he keeps. Everybody knew he loved golf. So the pillow, tea time, my favorite time, Dave and Diane gave that to him for Christmas. The 2 stuffed figures, Tammy gave to him. The golf ball, I think Kaylee gave to him. He had all kinds of golf clubs. This one included, which Tammy and Gordy got for him one time. As you can tell, it's marvelous. And Tiger is here. And he also, who knows where he got that. And then he, of course, got these when he was very young. And they've got his initials on them. And they're hairbrushes, I think. And they are antiques. What can I say? And this is Tammy and Tina and Roy. What can I say? We had all kinds of pictures. This clock is an old clock. It came from somebody on the Whitty side of the family, and none of those boys wanted it when the grandparents or whoever passed away. And so they said, we'll give it to Clark. That's how close Ron, Dick, and Clark were. Roy helped him work on it, and they went from whatever, the old-fashioned to electric, and it's gotten repaired as much as it can, but this is always here, and every time it rings, I think about Clark. He played so many golf tournaments and everything else. This is just a few of his golf plaques. There are so many trophies and plaques and everything over the years that Clark had, and he decided that he wanted just a few on the wall. Believe me, this is just a few of his credentials. This is right next to those plaques. It's his very, very favorite, and it was given to him by his son Roy and his family and his daughter Tammy and her family a number of years ago. We had it framed and mounted and have it on the wall, and it was something that he just dearly loved. And of course, the dude played golf, but he collected golf balls. Why doesn't that surprise anybody? He did used to have a huge collection, all labeled boxes, of course, and he did get rid of them, give them to somebody a number of years ago, but these are very special ones, and he has them all in this rack, and some of them are like the Vikings, some of those are autographed, and of course there is a little white sheet of paper up there. He's got all of them listed, exactly what they are. I mean, he was Mr. Organized. I have so many memories. Dear, dear friends, the Gilmores in Texas. When we were there at Easter time, they gave each of us this cross. And it's from trees that were grown in Israel, and that's what the kind of wood is, and this is so precious. It's going with me to all the services. This is the kind of dude I had. Look at my Christmas present. It speaks for itself. He didn't know what to buy me, so he just gave me whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted it. Oh, and these roses, I told him I really, really appreciated the live roses, but he got this for me for my anniversary one time, so I would just bring it out and set it on the table and I'll have it forever. You know, what can I say? This Christmas ornament has such a history. His mom and dad got that for him his very first Christmas when he was about a month old. That is going to the oldest of each. I mean, it has such a history. How many people have an ornament like that?
With the history written right there at the bottom.
The instructions.
Yeah.
Okay. Clark had such a full life. Over the years, he kept in touch with friends, neighbors, people from his childhood days when he worked for MnDOT for 42 years. His buddies from his time in the Navy, golfing buddies, the list is endless. He was one of those special guys who loved with lots of hugs. We all now have our own special guardian angel in heaven. And I and both our families and extended families want to thank you for all of your love, support, and continuing prayers. Thank you, thank you.